Welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast. It's your friendly heat with a reminder. The fan's blowing in the background, just in case you can hear it. It's getting worse by the minute. It's bloody heat wave. I can't take it. I can't handle it. I just can't. Right, so we've got some big news to talk about today, and that, of course, is this outside investment here that's literally, just come the league's way. So the PWHL announced its first outside investments from Kilmer Sports Ventures and Ilch companies. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. No wonder Detroit jumped the queue. There we go. Okay. I know. Right, so the Veterans Hockey League have announced that Kilmer Sports Venture and Ilch Companies, which is the parent company of Ilch Sports Entertainment, have joined the league as strategic partners, becoming the first outside investors since the league's establishment back in 2023. The foundational support that launched the PHL, along with the league's continued funding to date, has been provided by Mark and Kim Walter. The significant new investment brings in two accomplished sports ownership groups with deep roots in PHL markets. Let's just pour it up. To capitalise on the league's continued growth and momentum. Following historic growth in its third season, including welcoming more than 1.1 million fans in the regular season, which we were part of that statistic alone, surpassing 2 million all-time in attendance, and setting a new benchmark for attendance in professional women's hockey. The league recently announced 4 new teams join the 2026-27 season in Detroit, Las Vegas, Hamilton, and San Jose. The BHL has grown its sponsorship portfolio by 35% year over year, increased e-commerce merchandise sales by more than 50%. Well, you make that high, you make them available to ship international. Just say you get higher there if you did that. And generated more than 682 million social media impressions, underscoring the rapid rise as one of the fastest growing properties in sports. This strong validation and early success positioned the league to selectively welcome outside investment for the first time. So, Kilmer Sports Ventures, the PHL's first Canadian investor, is led by Larry Time Bob, who is chairman emeritus of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, that's MLSE, parent company of the AHL's Toronto Maple Leafs, NBA's Toronto Raptors, MLS's Toronto FC, and CFL's Toronto Argonauts. Governor of the NHL, NBA, and MLS, and Chairman of the NBA Board of Governors. Recent investments have included Canada's first WNBA franchise, which of course is the Toronto Tempo, who of course share Coliseum with the Scepters, and the purchase of AS Saint Etienne, one of France's most beloved football clubs. Talbot is one of Canada's most prominent sports investors and a long-time champion of professional sports. Ilch Companies, led by CEO Chris Ilch, is the parent company of Ilch Sports Plus Entertainment, which owns and operates the Detroit Red Wings and Detroit Tigers. Manages Little Caesars Arena and other entertainment venues across the region, and has played a central role in the revitalization of downtown Detroit through its sports and entertainment businesses. Mark and Kimbra Walter, along with the PHL's advisory board, will continue to oversee league operations and strategic direction, while benefiting from the expertise, relationships, and perspectives of two of the most respected ownership groups in professional sports. Okay, so this is quite a lot to take in. And I feel like, wow, this is I remember it was announced. It was like, whoa, okay, this is huge. You know, we're now seeing outside investors come in. It's like, bit like Dragon's Den. I don't think I'm going for Dragon's Den here. It's like, whoa, is Devin Meaden coming on board? Tika Serban. Okay, now I'm on board. Just not Stephen Bartlett. Oh God, I hate him. Not him. I do not want to get invested from him. Not him. Yeah, but I think it just shows how far this league's come in such a real short space of time, and I'm not surprised, because I bet you, right, if I take this league to Dragon's Den, I bet you every dragon would want to make an offer. Yeah, but then you would then go Deborah. Who would go Deborah? Yeah, because you look at what the league's done, and you think, wow, you literally just have to be blown away by what we've seen over the last 3 seasons. I mean, I kid you not. Right. I've been involved with this league since day one, right? And yet there's still, every now and then, I do still have those moments where I have to literally just, like, pinch myself. You know? Because it's like, sometimes it's even hard to believe, what's happened, even though you've lived every single second of it. It's like, is this real? Am I really part of this? Yeah, it's like, so even though I've been involved in this league from day one, and I still do have those moments, I don't know, I just have to literally just pinch myself, is this really what I'm doing? Is this really my life? Yeah. It's honestly what we've seen in the last 3 years has just been incredible. It is like, I don't want to quote one of my favorite singers. You may as well. But it does feel like a fever dream. Well, that was quite funny though, because that's not his song we'll quote it, but it's not your. But whenever they do play, whenever the radio does play "Fever Dream" by Alex Warren, I think I don't really recognise it as Alex Warren until like a couple of bars in. Yeah. But again, he is still quite a new artist. He's got an album coming out. He has got a second album coming out later in the year. He released his debut one last year, which I really love. Yeah. So it just feels like a drive. So yeah, but at the same time, I do have a little bit of reservation here, because it's great that people outside the league want to get involved. They want to invest in it. I would invest in this league if I could. But at the same time, does this investment then kind of change how things operate? Yeah, because there's a lot of things that the league has done really, really well that I would not want to see change as a result of investment, and one of those is broadcasting. There we go, come here. It just is. I know, right? I know that there are a lot of people out there who are literally saying, why have you not got a national tag deal with the US? Every other league has, why haven't you? And, well, the rebuttal to that is, national tag deals don't work for everybody. I mean, every time the NHL is on the ESPN, I have to go, nope. Find Sportsnet! Find Sportsnet! Find Sportsnet! I'm like, nope, I'm not putting up with that shit. TNT Spark, I can handle the something on TNT, but it does not ESPN, because ESPN is basically like an old boy, it's like basically like schoolboys in the playground. It's not, it's just no, so, yeah. But, now, we did go on scripts this year. We did have the whole World Cup finals go on scripts, and that was fine, because we didn't really notice any changes. You still were able to broadcast it on the national telly in America, and still managed to do, the YouTube as normal. That all went down fine. Yeah. So, I just, yeah. But for me, broadcasting, I think for me, that's the key area that I worry about. Oh, is this new investment coming and going to change what we do? Yeah. Because I think what we do has worked fine. I mean, it's good that you've got national deals in Canada and you've got regional networks in America. That's great. Yeah. But at the same time, you've also got this massive global audience as well, you also need to cater for. Yeah. Because I feel because what's interesting about a lot of sports leagues, when they start out, is they just focus on their regional markets first. Yeah, they don't jump to global straight away. They build a regional network, they build up a regional fan base, and then once they've got settled in, that's when they'll start trying to branch overseas and international. But what the PHL did was straight away recognise there might be an interest outside the state, outside of the continent for this. There might be an interest outside North America. We don't know, but let's take a gamble and see what happens. And it worked. It worked. I can remember during the first half of the inaugural season, every time we watched a PHL Minnesota game on the YouTube, we kept wondering, oh, how long before it gets taken away? How long before? Yeah, because we kind of the first time thought, oh, they're doing it to try to get the interest building, and once got that interest, they're like, no, they'll take it from us. Nope, complete opposite. Yeah, it wasn't until the second last season I thought, yeah, the YouTube staying. Yeah, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. Yeah, that. I mean, I know I have said in the past that I would pay to watch the PHL, and technically I am now doing that, because obviously during this past season I did officially sign to YouTube Premium, but that was not because of the PHL. That was mainly because I pretty much use YouTube every day, both as a creator and as a viewer, and the ads were just getting ridiculous. I thought, you know what, it's not that bad. It's only about $12.99 a month. That's fine. I can pay for that. It's fine, no problem. But what I said I would do after PHI, I kind of said I don't really want to, because why would you, right, in terms of broadcasting, in terms of the global scene, why would you go from one of the biggest, most well-known the world's biggest well-known video sharing platforms to like a pay-per-view model? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It just doesn't seem right. But I could see some people say, oh, we've got this new investment coming in, that should mean telly deals, bye-bye YouTube. And no. I will fight to keep the YouTube. I will fight, because we've seen the engagements from that. And people really go bother the chat. Like in that inaugural season, when we watched some of the games on your tablet, George, we could see the chat was going away. Yeah. It was like every 30 seconds, like there was a new one coming up every 30 seconds. Yeah. People were getting engaged. Yeah. So people weren't just watching the games. They were having conversations. They were having conversations, which is kind of what you want. It's what you want your online product to do. You don't just want people to just sit down and watch it. You also want them to get involved. You want them to be engaged with what they're seeing with their own eyes. Yeah, I mean, there was quite a lot of interesting conversations in that inaugural season on the YouTube chat. Like, some people talking about team names, because obviously back in that inaugural season, we didn't have team names. And people were also thinking about, oh, where could we go for expansion? So people were already thinking about expansion, even if us three weren't. But yeah, so you just, and also the engagement's only just gone from strength to strength since the Olympics. So, yeah. Look, so I will fight literally every single bone in my body to keep the YouTube going. Okay? And other leagues have followed suit. I mean, the SDHL this season, they now started doing their games on YouTube that we did in the run to the start of this year. We did check a few out, but I kind of struggled in the end to really do it. So we just thought we'd stick what we're doing. So, yeah. And honestly, guys, before the PHL, I didn't know you could stream sports live on our stream platform. No. So the PHL introduced me to a new way of doing sports, and I think the old age days of broadcasting for sports, that is one truly dead and buried. Okay. People watch on the tallies, that's pretty much done, unless you've got like a big international tournament like there is right now. Okay? Most people these days are finding ways to stream sports, and they're doing it really well. So I feel like, so on the one hand, what is the benefit of a tally deal apart from revenue? Because, eventually, sports broadcasting is going to venture out of the tallies. And you'll be seeing it literally everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. So, the only benefit I can see the PHL getting a tally deal right now, a national tally deal in these states right now, the only benefits I can see to that would be for extra revenue. That's the only reason I can see. But honestly, I will fight with every fibre of my being, every bone of my body, I will fight to keep the YouTube. Because that's working. That is working. Okay? Really, the YouTube should just be for the global viewers like me. For the people, really, if we're talking about YouTube, the YouTube stream should only really be for people outside of the US and Canada. Because you guys, you've got it on your doorstep. People like me, we can't fly out every single week to go to the PHL. I personally would happily emigrate to Minnesota just so I can be with the Frost 24/7. Okay? So really, the YouTube should only be made available for people outside of US and Canada. And then if the US Canadians are so desperate, you can go and watch the replays when they get uploaded. That's what it should be. That is what it should be, really, if we're thinking about it properly. Okay. So I'm all fine for Canada and the US to get national tele deals, but leave the YouTube alone, or just geo-block it to people in the US and Canada. Okay? Because you can do it. You can actually geo-block from certain countries checking out the content. So I would have no problem if US and Canada get the national deals, but you leave the YouTube intact for your global audience, like people like me. Okay? Okay. So I will fight every single part of my being to ensure that the YouTube stays, because it's working. It is working. So yeah. But if we do have to go to a, I was about to say actual.tv style, but we don't have that anymore. If we have to go to, like, say, a TV style that the NHL used to do, or what LRB currently does, then so be it. But I'd rather just keep the YouTube. Anyway. I also have reservations about the investments, because, like, well, it's great we've got this extra money coming in, but what are they really going to do? Yeah, what are these investors really going to do that's going to help Barefoot? Yeah, yeah. Are they just basically there to be silent partners? They're going to plug the money in and just say nothing in return? Yeah, just be like that big ticket item you've got to say, look, this so-and-so is invested in me. That's, yeah. Because could they affect ticket prices? Yeah, because PHL hockey is the most affordable hockey there is out there right now, guys. It really is. So that's the other thing you need to keep. Yeah. Because with these investors coming in, they're putting money. Would that mean, okay, ticket prices need to go up? Because merch sales go up. Yeah, just feel like, When, seriously, when are they going to get an international shop? I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I honestly, I am so sick of having to go around third-party sites to get this gear. It's sick. I'm so sick of it. I really am. Okay? How hard can it be to make an international shop in women's sports? How hard does it have to be? Okay? If you can stream the games in my country easily, then it should be made easy for me to go and get the merch. Okay? How hard does it have to be? Okay? I would love to not have to basically go shop around third parties to get my PHL gear, but unfortunately I can't do that because, you know, because of the way it is. And also, we are actually getting, that's not even good either. No. So it's just like, yeah, so I do worry about, with the more investment coming in, does that mean that our costs go up? Because you already got things at a nice, affordable price for your consumer. But do they now have to suffer because we've got this new investment coming in? That means, we've got to bring up the price. What have they really said they're going to do? Yeah. Like, seriously, what have these investors said they're going to do? Have they just give us the money and that's it? Yeah. Yeah, well, literally in the press release, if you have a read of that, it literally just says who these investors are. That's it. As per said, they're not because if we go back to Dragon's Den, right, the dragons actually do ask, what do you want a dragon for? Yeah. There's been plenty of episodes where one has got, right, so what do you want a dragon for? Yeah. Because we need to know what is it that you want out from this investment. Yeah. You know, it can't just be to open doors because the PH has already done that. What more doors do they need to open? Europe. Yeah, global series game. Okay, but apart from that, yeah. So that's the issue I've got is right. We've got two. We've got. Oh, I thought the issue you was because one was Bob with Detroit. I'll come to that in a moment. Okay. The big issue I've got is we've got two brand new investors coming in, but we have no clue what they're going to do in return for this cash. We've got no clue what they want out of this investment. No clue. And that to me is scary. Yeah. That to me is actually scary. Because we've actually been doing really well so far. Yeah. Okay. Has this league got is this league proper yet? No. But we're only in year 3. It's going to take a while. For any successful business, it takes years and years and years to make a profit. Okay? Even the ones on the that found success on The Apprentice, okay, it takes years and years and years, no matter who you get as an investor. Okay? So don't expect this league to make a profit for quite some time, okay? That's fine, we're in it for a long haul. But it would be nice to know what is it that these investors want, you know, out of us, and that scares the living hell out of me. Okay. The other issue, of course, I have is obviously with Ilch Entertainment. They are involved with Detroit. They were very welcoming when the PHL Detroit got announced. So I kind of think, are they going to influence things to lobby, say, Detroit gets? So could actually, well, it's not Ilch Entertainment. Alright. What if I can? You've just confused. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll remind them who it is. Ilch Entertainment is the parent company. Don't worry, I'm going to read it now. It's Ilch Companies. Right, I think you said Ilch Sports Entertainment, which is the parent company. So it's Ilch Companies, right? But the point I'm making is, could they influence the league to give Detroit favourable stuff? Like, say, if we're thinking about takeover tour, could they sort of maybe say, I think Detroit should get the lion's share? No! Well, technically, actually, they could. Because If I remember rightly, off the top of my head, Garni's got 5 takeover tour games, although 2 of them was in one stop. And the Toronto got, I think, 4. So don't be surprised if next season Detroit, Hamilton, Las Vegas, don't be surprised if they get a fair share of the takeover tour, because the league will want to basically try and show up its new shiny toys. Especially if the league was trying to grow a footprint in, say, SoCal. So I imagine they could probably go in LA and Anaheim next year, so we'll see what happens. But like, I'd not like that. In fact, if I spot when the takeover tour gets announced, okay, you know you're on record, I know. If I spot Detroit getting the lion's share, I'm not going to be happy. I will have a hissy fit. Are you going to... Well, no, you're not going to do a Megan McCain. Yeah. Oh, no. No. If he does that, I have to then go for Joy Behar. Sorry, if you don't have a hissy fit, we can't continue. No, but I will. But that's not right. That's not right. Every team in this league is treated equal. Doesn't care who's throwing the cash around, okay? So that's my issues. I just like, what do you want from us? Seriously, ask yourself this. What do you want from us? If you're gonna put your money in, what do you want from us? Yeah. I mean, it should really be this should be exciting new thing to come to the league. You know, the more people we can get on board, the better. You know, because the more people will be interested in the league, and that's really good because that will help us grow even further and faster. But it's like every investment. Yeah, it's literally like what we're saying today on this episode is pretty much how you would feel with any investment coming in. You know, whether it's for like a cake shop or it's for a concert hall, wherever any form of investment comes in, there's always like the good side, but there's also like some reservations as well to it. So I think it's kind of good that we're showing that, because while on the one hand we're really happy that we're going to have some more investment coming in, more people are starting to get interested in the league, more people will pay attention to what we're doing in the league. That's good, but at the same time, we don't want these investors to come in and basically just tear everything apart, because what we've done so far is really good. Okay? Apart from lack of international shop and a poorly exercised expansion process, we haven't really got that much bad things to say about the league. So there you go. There you go. So what we're doing right now is actually working, and I feel like I'm gonna speak for all three of us. I don't want these investors to come in and basically tear it apart, because they could do that. They could very easily do that. I do not want to see that. If you want to invest in the league and help the league grow, that's great. But if you're going to come in and try and tear it all apart, then we're going to have a problem. Then we will have a problem. Okay? So, but I feel like on the one hand I want to be good about it, I feel happy about it, but at the same time, if you're going to come in and tear things and make things different that are not going to work for us, then I'm going to have a problem. But Sissy, who are they? Who are they? All right, Nikki. Yeah, that's my issue. I don't know anything about these investors. I don't know what they want from us. You know, in return for giving us their cash. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just... There's good things to it, there's also bad things to it. Yeah, because I mean, it's good that obviously, you know, the current situation, the current league is going to stay the current league group, but you just know these investors will be the background guy, literally try to get everything out there and just say, oh, should we maybe do this? Should we do that? And we're like, no! Yeah, back in your basket. Yeah, back in your basket. Yeah. We'll tell you if we want to hear your opinions, but stay over there in the corner. that they could go. They could go do the Starbucks round. Oh yes, latte, large one. Oh, gets us a sugary snack while you're up. That's what they should do. The boardroom meetings. But yeah, so it's just, I mean, on the one hand, we want to be excited about this, but at the same time, we do have some fears, we do have some reservations, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes when the investment comes into play. We'll see, and we will know. We've been around this league since day one, so we will be able to spot if something's not right. We will be able to tell if something's not going right with the league. Because of a lot of investment, we will know. We will be able to snuff it out, and we'll come back here and report it to you guys. We will be able to know. We will be able to know. So, yeah. So, on the one hand, look, if you want to be excited about this investment, then please do get excited. Okay? We sort of are excited, but at the same time, we're a bit nervous about what could be the net result of having this investment in the first place. That's what we kind of, are feeding towards. So we want to be happy about it, but at the same time, and we also have some reservations, which is understandable. That happens when any investor comes on board when it comes to any investment. That's always happens. You always get some reservations because you just don't really know what you're gonna get. So yeah, so yeah. So on one hand, we are excited about this investment coming in. We do also have some tiny bit of reservations at the same time. That's bad, isn't it? To close it off. That's bad. Okay, so there we go. So exciting times ahead. There are clearly more people interested in this league than you think, guys. And hopefully it will work out for the best. Okay, back to us until next time. Take care, guys. Don't get to put the freeze.